I'm sorry. I've seen a bunch of videos from, these like leftists on Twitter where they walk around a wealthy area showing the ice cream shops and then say, New York is totally fine. Everything's normal. Stop watching Fox News.
I walk around New York City. I'm the guy on the street. I'm going to tell you of empty stores, of closed stores, of people getting fined, of houses that are sitting vacant for not months, for years. People can't move into their own homes that they work so hard to renovate or build. They're getting fake stop work orders. You know what a stop work order is? The inspector comes in, well, you built an extra wall, you didn't follow the plan, you're not conforming. Stop work order. Just like that. And nobody can work. Or we're vacating you because your grandmother is living down in the basement when you're only allowed to have a couch and a TV, but you put a bed down there. It's illegal. Vacate your house.
It sounds like they're destroying New York on purpose. I mean, I said it before, but all of these stories, everything I've seen, when you look at the riots that happened in June, and then you see I believe it was the assistant district attorney started cutting loose the lower level, misdemeanor charges. They've done this all over. It feels like you've got, you know what? Let me start over. I think earlier this year we had a very serious problem. We had a couple of hospitals in New York were overflowing. They brought in the trucks. We didn't see the Javits Center completely full, but there are people in there. I think we completely panicked. We overreacted. But initially, I'm not too upset that we overreacted in the beginning, because we did have a very serious problem spike and a lot of deaths. Now it seems like something's different. They're saying hospitalizations are up, COVID cases are up, and the amount of deaths are going up. And it feels like everything they did early on didn't work. They're just going to do the same thing over again. But what I really think is that they're exploiting it. You've got politicians who've realized they can use it to gain whatever they want, because we run the risk of getting banned on YouTube simply by questioning or talking about it or bringing these things up. I got a story here. It's from Johns Hopkins University. They published a study. The researcher compared the previous years, the average deaths in the U.S., and found that the average deaths this year are almost no different. The interesting thing, though, is that heart disease deaths were way down and COVID deaths were way up. And they concluded in this article that they believe that COVID deaths were being over-exaggerated. Their words. I could get banned for just bringing the story up. The story gets deleted.
Terrible.
Without notice. Now, if you bring the story up, they say it's fake news. The researcher stands by it, saying, no, I pulled the publicly available research, compared the information, and they say it's fake news. If you bring that up.
You're right. And I want you to know, if you would look at last year's death roll, and you don't have to check with me, you don't have to believe me, you can go to the CDC or to the health department. January, February, this year and last year were identical deaths. Throughout, you get it through the funeral parlors. There's a special website for it. Correct. March, April, May, and June, we went up 25,000 additional deaths in New York City. Again, panic, fake numbers, whatever it is. But yeah, 25,000 more compared to the year before. July, August, September, October have matched last year. Now, I don't know how you're telling me there's more COVID death, but the same death rate is now the same as last year's death certificates. Remember, each death certificate is numbered. So you can't trick the city. So the numbers are the same. I don't know where it spiked. Second wave was supposed to hit us in July. Second wave, August. September, October. It's November. So far, no second wave. 1 out of every 300,000 people that die from COVID is under the age of 65. Most of them are above 65. So you have to take care of your seniors. But we can't take care of our seniors because we're not making money and they have nowhere to eat, nowhere to go. And if you noticed, they're going out because they have no choice.
Do you remember when de Blasio said he wanted to buy up the buildings?
Yeah.
So they force everything to shut down. They get rid of tourists. They destroy the economy. And then property value tanks because people are evicted or kicked out. Bill de Blasio says, I think we'll buy them and turn them into...
Not buy them. We can take them.
Take them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to distribute the wealth. We've been wealthy too long. So it's now time to share. This is what he says. You hear it. You don't have to listen to me. Listen to his news conference. We have to take the wealth. We've been wealthy for the last 40 years. It's time that we equal everything out, take the wealth from the wealthy and give it to other people. Is he really normal, mentally ill? I mean, there's something wrong with him. You just can't do that.
Well, I mean, he can be a communist. Does that mean he's mentally ill?
I think that's mentally ill. But
everybody in the chat's going to say yes.
But he thinks he he can take away our properties. He thinks we're all going to leave and just do whatever he wants. I'm not going to let him do it. I'm standing. Yes, I'm the one guy right now standing in his way, and I'm going to get to city council. I'm hoping he'll be gone. I know he'll be gone. I'm going to clean sweep the city council with a bunch of good people, and if not, you're going to see me stop them. I'm going to filibuster them. I'm not going to let them get away with it. You know, I don't know if you like AOC or not. Another which.
Not a big fan.
Right. So we had Amazon came into New York City, promised us $25 billion. Listen to me, people.
It was more, actually. Over 10 years.
Right.
Yeah, it was 30-something.
Right. But also, you keep forgetting the housing that was going to get built around there.
Yep.
Another $10 billion. The trickle-down jobs, $10 billion. The taxes from these people, plus all the new work that would have come up, all thrown out. Why? Because she was in one of her moods to show it. Bill de Blasio and Governor Cuomo chickened out. They loved the idea. You're talking what we could have done, the housing, the jobs that were going to come in. I don't know where my politicians were saying, okay, if you don't want it in Long Island, come to Brooklyn. We all want it. The trickle-down jobs just in my neighborhood would have been in the tens of millions of dollars.
Cuomo actually ragged on AOC for that. AOC...
But he let her get away with it.
Well, yeah, so she ended up saying that she had nothing to do with it. It wasn't even in my district. And she actually...
She's correct. It wasn't in her district. She had no right to open her mouth.
But she was leading protests. She was one of the keynote speakers at a protest in the financial district saying that Amazon shouldn't come in. And, man, I tell you, she came out and said, why are we giving Amazon $3 billion? Because she didn't understand that a discount isn't giving someone money.
Right.
So the controversy here, I don't know. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, tertiarily.
So basically...
You're going to freak out when you hear this.
So the city said... We're going to give you a tax break if you build your headquarters here.
Not money. Not money.
A tax break. But there would be rebates and grants and stuff that would come along with it. Basically, if you generate $30 billion in tax revenue for the city over 10 years, we'll cut off 10% of that. So she actually gave an interview where she said, why are we giving them $3 billion?
Oh, I hate that logic.
That's
not logic, by the way.
Yeah.
That's illogical.
There were some grants, there were some rebates, there was some money that would come from the city, but it was in the event that Amazon set up an HQ. So
it was an incentive.
And it was 25 to 40,000 jobs.
Correct.
And
listen to me, 25 to 40,000 new jobs. Forget all the other outer jobs, all the new houses, all the new construction.
One of the businesses that's flourishing in this crisis right now, Amazon.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Continue, please.
This would have been new housing that would be built, new maintenance for the housing. There would be a lot more commerce and economic exchange in these areas. New
Stores,
supermarkets,
grocery,
new bodegas.
Oh, I love you.
And she led
Foods.
protests because it just fit the narrative. Big corporation, Amazon bad. And hey, you know what? Honestly, I'm down with that narrative because Amazon is profiting like crazy while all the small businesses are being destroyed. And it's people like Cuomo and de Blasio, Newsom and all these other governors and people like Pelosi who break the rules, destroy the small businesses for everybody else while the big box stores and big corporations make sweet cash. But I understand there's a difference. And sometimes you're going to say, it would be nice if we had 25 to 40,000 new jobs because, I don't know, the MTA in New York is collapsing.
Right.
The cities are, the trains are falling apart. I remember when they said they were going to shut down the L train between Williamsburg and Manhattan and it caused a panic in the housing market.
Right.
And so they need money to fix this stuff. She decides she's going to lead a protest. Once it comes out that she's destroyed jobs and everyone's mad, she goes, that wasn't me. I don't live in that district. And all of a sudden it was like, do you not remember when we were criticizing you because you led this protest in the financial district?
Was New York going to give Amazon $3 billion to
No,
get it
no,
going?
no.
Okay.
It was a discount.
It was discount.
Yeah, it's like if
It's a rebate, right? If
No,
they hit a
no,
threshold,
no.
they were going to give them.
No, there were some rebates. There was some instances where they would provide cash, but it was all contingent upon if you have a company here, if you have these jobs, if you're generating billions in tax revenue,
Then we give you money.
over time. No, you pay less in taxes.
Pay less in taxes.
So-
We're not giving you anything. You
What I'm
just
saying is-
discount.
Yeah.
It was a $3 billion discount. There was a small amount that would have been rebates, but that's negligible. I'm just pointing
But
out.
it's on money already made, accrued. So
Correct.
it's not like.
Right, exactly. So it would be like the analogy she claims is that you go to a I don't know, pizza restaurant, and they say, $1 off pizza, and then she thinks the guy at the shop hands the customer the dollar and then he leaves. No, it means if you want to buy a large pizza, it's $9 instead of $10.
Right.
He's not going to give you $1 and then you leave.
Dude, I think we have a lot of lazy politicians right
It's
now.
not lazy.
Well-
Do nothing. dumbbells
Dude,
that don't
they don't even
belong
read
there.
the bills.
Yeah.
How can you? I think it should be, firstly, that a politician should not be allowed to vote on a bill if they don't read it, and they should swear under oath that they read the thing.
I love. You know what? I'm going to use
do
that.
like that
I
idea.
love that idea. I never even thought it. Brilliant.
Swear under
you
oath
have
you
to
read
swear
it.
that you read the whole bill, and and you don't even have to understand. At least you read it. Not one of your workers read it. You know, our trains. You were saying about the MTA. They clean the trains at nighttime, getting rid of COVID, which the next day, the first person that touches it gets it back. Do you know how rat-infested the MTA is? Rats, I mean, just come. If you want to have a good laugh,
man.
just stand sometimes.
Yes, I do, by the way.
Okay, all over the
awesome.
place.
Now that the lockdowns have been for a long time, rats are roaming the streets in packs. This is the crazy thing. With all these lockdowns, there's no more people dropping food, giving food. So it's actually happening in a bunch of cities all over the world. There's one crazy video where there's baboons,
monkeys.
and they're forming street gangs because there's no tourists would throw them food, right? Now there's nobody. So when someone drops an ice cream, they all start fighting each other over it in gangs. In New York, this is crazy. Packs of rats run down the street and they chase people.
He's not joking.
No, it's real.
Yeah.
Yes, because they used to get the scraps. There's so many people everywhere dropping scraps. The rats were fat and happy. Now they're starving and they're becoming desperate, and they'll chase you.
Like big too.
Yeah, but they're packs. It's crazy.
Wow.
You know, and I want to go on another subject with you guys. This is something that really bothers me. We have a homeless issue. And when you were saying about the hotels before, Mayor de Blasio spent his wife. That's where I got in trouble. I didn't know you're not allowed to call a woman a bad thing.
Well, you shouldn't call people names.
Okay, well, that's who I am. You know what I mean? And she lost $1.25 billion. I'm going to call her a name.
Well, so
She was part of a committee, which she's not even an elected official. He put her in charge of the mental health issue. $1.25 billion was lost. Disappeared. Now, first of all, let me tell you, as a contractor, I can build 1,600 homes. I can house over, times that by 8, by the way. I can put 8 people in a home. I can do that, put them, house them. Not apartments, not little homeless shelters. If you ever go to a homeless shelter, they're disgusting. And I've been to many of them to visit and help them get approved. Homes that we can put them in. I have 69,000 homeless people on the street. Forget about that. They're no good. They're BAMs. They're whatever you want to talk bad about them. I don't know why people would even degrade them. Some of them are lost. You have 20,000 of them that are children. 20,000 of my homeless kids are children sleeping on the street. I don't have much money. I go on the street once a week. I try to give out $2, $5. I get a lot of clothing donations. A lot of people get it, but my friends give me good stuff, some nice leftover jacket or stuff for the kids, and I give it out wherever I could. And on Friday, I do my 2-3 hours. And they're so happy. And when Mayor de Blasio took them off the street and put them in a hotel, you know what I mean? And now, since he says COVID is restricted, right, we all have to be in their homes, what about the 69,000 people on the street that are not spreading the disease? You're putting them back in homeless shelters so they're not spreading the disease? Again, it doesn't make sense, his whole reaction. I asked him, make me mayor, make me deputy mayor. I will come up with the COVID answer, which I will put all the communities together. I'll get leaders from every community. I'll threaten them. I'll scream at them. I'll create an independent coalition, go from door to door in each of our communities, work with our people, come up with ideas, and solve the problem.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., so come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.